Hello, HumeFog students. Today I'm going to give you an overview of resources for this project on Spanish-speaking country culture. Okay, so you see now I'm at the LibGuides website. That's humefoghs.libguides.com, and it is a featured guide. It's called Spanish to Country Research. So once you go there, you're going to pull up a lot of really awesome links. Remember, you have to have at least 3 sources. First choice is a book, okay? And a lot of people like to start by looking at the travel books because they aren't quite sure what they want to pick. But I have really awesome travel books. That's a great place to get a lot of overview of a country and learn like a little bit about a lot of stuff about that country. So these are some examples of what I have, and you're going to see them on the cart. So there's going to be lots of books on the cart. Okay, so you have to have a book resource, and I think I got something for everyone. So once you have that, you've kind of picked a subject, and you kind of want to start getting a little bit of information. What I recommend you do is actually start with Culturegrams, and you're going to type in the username and password, MNPS, click on My Products, and you want to click on Culturegrams. And then you want to click on World Edition. Select your country. So let's say I'm selecting Puerto Rico. I'm going to go down towards that. Now you're going to see a menu here on the left, a table of contents. So you want to click on whatever relates to what you have decided to research. One cool thing is that whatever you pick, the citation is going to be is usually at the bottom. In this case, I had to generate the citation, and it does that. Then I'm just going to copy and paste that in. Okay, so that's a great resource. Here's another good general resource, and that's any of our encyclopedias. They're going to be pretty similar. Some will probably give you a little bit more information than others. Once again, I'm just getting some general information, so instead of being really specific, unless I know a specific person's name, I stay pretty general. So in this case, I'm just doing Puerto Rico, you notice, instead of something really specific. So once I go there, I can see once again all these links on the left, and there's some great links to like maps and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. So you're going to find lots of maps around those, so you need to make sure you pick one that looks really good. So once again, I'm going to go to a certain part. So let's say that in this case, I'm going to do visual arts, and you go there, and then don't forget you need to cite any article used for research. You're going to copy and paste that in, and I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. Okay, next, you might want an ebook. So these are some of our awesome Spanish-related ebooks that we have. You can just click on one. Doesn't matter which one. It's going to go to Gale Virtual Reference. Now, it's going to look like it's going to you're going to have ask for the You're going to ask for the username and password. Well, sorry, it's going to ask you for the website password, and it's Hume, H-U-M-E, and then that's going to take you here. Okay, now once you get here, you can type in whatever you're searching for, or you can look in a specific book. So let's say a common one used for this is the Encyclopedia of Cultures and Daily Life. I can look within this publication for Puerto Rico and pull up an article. So and this is going to be pretty good, kind of similar to Culturegrams. I can also search all books and all ebooks for Puerto Rico. Okay, and I think you're going to really like that because you'll be able to search all that at one time. If you already have a certain person in mind, that's a good time to be researching, to be looking for the name of that specific person. But anyway, you will get some information. Make sure you look at the book and make sure it makes sense. So for example here, this is countries and their culture. Okay, so I might actually end up going right there. Anyway, so sometimes I look, sometimes I kind of will see if I can get a little bit more specific here. And so in this case, I'm going to try to look for Puerto Rican food, see what kind of comes up, because that's a little bit closer to what I'm looking for. Okay, so then I would look through those. Okay, all right, so next, after that, you notice I do have some websites. And just want to remind you that on any website, so if I'm on Google or something, that you want to just be really careful what you're looking for, you know, because it is so easy to just get a bad recipe. So in this case, I'm Googling Puerto Rico food culture, and I'm going to look at these really carefully. There has to be a way. You have to make sure that the person who wrote the article is an expert on Puerto Rican food. So consider that. Okay, so for example, let's see here. This is, if I was going to pick this one, first of all, it's a .com, so you should always be a little nervous about that. Secondly, obviously their goal is to sell you a, you know, tour. So that's something to keep in mind. And so you have to ask yourself, who makes this Puerto Rico day trips an expert? If we can't find out the reason why, and let's see here, fact, usually you want something that's like about us, about Puerto Rico. Okay, so these people live in Puerto Rico, that's good. And so they probably know stuff. However, I think there are better sources out there. So anyway, so you just got to be really careful when we use the web to search, especially when it deals with culture, because a lot of times you're going to have travel companies, and what they're trying to do is they're really trying to get you to sign up for whatever their travel is, you know, their hotel or whatever, and they're going to have something on culture, and you just don't know. Unless you know that person's an expert, you just don't know. So .edus are good, .govs are good, but you have to really be careful about that. Okay, so once you have good sources here, or as you're getting those, you want to make sure that what you eventually produce, for me, this is your works cited page, you want it to look like this. So this is on our MLA citations page. This is what I need. I'm going to need 3 citations, at least 3 citations on it. And it's on a separate piece of paper. So how can you do that? Well, that's where this comes in. See, we got this subscription to EasyBib. And so we're going to get started with that, okay? So if you don't already have one, then you want to go to register to use. You're going to click on to register, go to, it's going to tell you what to do. And see how it comes with the coupon code MNPSBIB. That's really important. So you're going to register, and it's going to log you in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let me do that and log in, and then you kind of see what I'm going to do here. So okay, you're going to create, once you do that, you're going to create a new project. And let's see here, probably like Spanish, maybe Puerto Rico, whatever it is you're doing, you're going to create a project. And okay, so there it is right there. So now you're going to click on bibliography. And right now you have nothing. Now, if you remember right, we had a lot of really awesome citations that came with that. So this was the article. Let's say I'm going to use this article. But I want to make sure at the end, you know, I want to make sure everything's right on my works cited page. Here's what is so cool. I'm going to copy that. Okay. Then I'm going to go to my EasyBib. Okay. And then, see, I don't know that. It's not a website. I already have the citation, but I got to put it in. So I'm going to click on all 59 options, right, paste citation. Now watch this carefully. Now I'm going to paste this in, right? But I'm not done yet, okay? Because there's a part that's italicized on there. So I need to be really careful because I want to make sure that I had to tell it to italicize. So this part's italicized, okay? So now I go back and I got to tell it to italicize, and this is how I do it. It's Pacman I Pacman Pacman / Pacman to stop. So right here, I'm going to put my cursor and I'm going to put the Pacman I Pacman. Okay, and then right here, that's where I want it to stop italicizing. So I'm going to put Pacman / I Pacman. And then I'm going to create the citation. Okay, and then that looks right. So I'm going to paste in if I have them. If the citation's given to me, I paste it in. If it's a website, so let's say here that I'm on this website right here, then this looks like a good website, a nice ed.edu. Then I'm going to cite it as a website. Click on Cite This. Fill out that information. You want to make sure you put the sponsor and stuff. So in this case, let's see here. It looks like I'm at University Florida. That looks like it's University of Florida. So I'm going to fill in this. Anyway, I fill in all of this that I can. Okay, and I would just kind of keep going from there. Usually there's a date on it, but in this case there isn't. So usually there is though, but in this case I'm going to leave it blank. I'm going to hit create the citation. So now I have a couple. You're going to end up with 3, one of which is going to be a book. You can just click on book and look for the name of your book and make sure it's the right one. That should pop up. Then when you're done, you're going to hit print as a Word doc. This is really, really, really cool. So you're going to click to download it. It's going to download here. And watch what you can do. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love me forever for spending money on you for this. So it's going to open. It's opening. We can tell a joke now. Okay. Who knows a good joke? Not me. Ha ha ha. Okay, look. Yay. That's our perfect website there. I'm going to take out, remember you take out the URLs. Oh, enable editing would help, right? So take out the URLs if you do have any. Everything's lined up nice. Now I can hit enter. I can type my nice MLA citation with my name, Dr. Carter's name, the class, and the date, the due date. So whenever the due date is, you're going to put that in. Bang! It's all done. Everything's perfect. Now, you got to make sure this information's right. That's why I looked around for a while. But you should end up with total of 3. Total of 3 citations minimum, okay? And I'm going to be writing that. I'm really picky, so anyway. Well, hopefully that will help. Now in the end, remember, you're going to be making an awesome PowerPoint presentation. And I really want you to use all those tools in PowerPoint to help. If you need any help with PowerPoint, a lot of people think they know PowerPoint, but they don't know things like you can remove a background from a picture, you can make your lines thicker or thinner, lots of color choices, not just for backgrounds, but for everything. Then stop by the library and I'll be happy to help. All right, see you later.